Since I've started using Instagram in the last few months, I've got some very interesting messages. About a month ago, one of my followers messaged me and said that he had found a fake Google Pixel 9 on one of these, let's just say, Chinese websites. Of course, me being Johnzoid, I didn't have a choice. I had to check it out. I would say one of the weirdest parts about ordering the phone is it arrived very quickly. Not your ordinary 2 weeks to a month. I think this was shipped from the USA. As you can see, it is the Pixel 9 Pro. No shame about that. 16 plus 1 terabyte. This is gonna be interesting. Now, I don't recommend anybody go buy this stuff from these websites, but even if you wanted to at the time of recording this video, this product is no longer available. This usually happens after I make these videos, but maybe Google just has better control of these counterfeit items, better than Samsung or Apple does. Anyways, we don't have anything to lose. Let's open this up and see. Oh my gosh. Hey, what's up guys? No sponsor for today's video, but I just wanted to pop in here really quick and thank everyone who's become a member in the last month or so. Watch for your names at the end of the video. I'll give you a shout out. If you'd like to become a member of this channel today, there's a bunch of cool perks. You could check them out down in the description below. It helps a ton, and thank you guys so much for the support. Let's get back to the video. This looks like a doggy bag. Definitely not the best first impression, but I would say that my expectations are low. Ooh, look at that peek out. That looks promising, except why is that lens blue? Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's take a look at what's included in the box. We've got a charge block, which is not made for the USA. An extremely durable phone case. Delta Airline quality headphones. Also, what's with my negativity? Like, this is above and beyond compared to any smartphone manufacturer. Tempered glass screen protector. It's just the very flexible kind of glass. And let's not forget the mobile manual. Let's see here. Thanks for buying our company's products. After reading the manual, you'll be able to fully master the use of your mobile phone and appreciate all its function and ease of use. Bluetooth, bar hand free function. Bluetooth earphone cannot be used when there is an incoming call. Okay. Alright, well I'm not going to be using any of these accessories, so we'll save this for later. Let's take a look at the phone itself. From outside of the doggy bag, it doesn't look so bad, but let's go ahead and draw the doggy bag back and see what we're dealing with. Okay, first impressions are the camera looks okay, but I'm only seeing one real camera. Okay, I don't, no markings of Google. I don't think anyone would really fall for this, but hey, I have no idea. I suppose someone could buy this and try selling it as real, but on the left, I've got a real Google Pixel 9 Pro, and on the right, obviously, is the fake, and you can see a pretty clear difference between these cameras. The blue lens is a dead giveaway. I mean, it just looks off, and then the lens all the way to the left, it's also fake. It looks a little bit more real, but the sizes are also off because I have a Google Pixel 9 Pro. It's not the XL. The headphone jack is a nice addition, but not a direct match. I'm excited to look at the software and the camera quality, but I'm not feeling hopeful at this point. Powering on the phone, I see it's a welcome phone. Shout out to S'mores for giving it the tagline of welcome phone. I also saw that he made a video about this phone a couple months ago, so if you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. Speaking of S'mores, if you guys haven't seen this guy, he makes like 30-minute videos of these phones and dives really deep, much deeper than me. Check him out if you haven't. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Oh, by the way, that sound, one of my viewers let me know that's the China Mobile startup sound from like 2010. Alright, so the phone is powered on. There was no setup or anything like that, and I've been reading more and more that these MediaTek welcome phones are loaded with malware, and so I'm going to do my best to try to check that today. Per usual, this thing has massive bezels. It doesn't even have a hole punch. The bottom is even worse, and I guess if you just have absolutely no idea what you're doing, you could look at this and think, okay, I've got a Google Pixel. Now, something is very strange with this. I noticed that every time I press anything on the phone, there is this like light hissing sound. I don't know how to explain it. Now, this could be several things, but it ended up being like a UI sound bug. Basically, if you go into the settings, you could turn this off. And after some quick research, found that this is common in these old, crappy MediaTek phones. So if you guys have had one of these, you've probably heard that annoying sound. All you have to do is go into the settings and turn all of the feedback options off. like this. Alright, well, let's take a look at the specs. Now, interestingly, when I go into the settings and look at the specs, they're all laid out very nicely for me to consume. Here it shows that the phone is a Pixel 9 Pro XL. It says that it's running Android 15. It says it's got a 108 megapixel back camera, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a full terabyte of ROM. It's even got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 processor. I thought the Google Pixel 9 had a Tensor G4 processor. That must be my bad. Recently, I saw Phone Repair Guru using this app, the Fake Device Test, so I downloaded this to check the specs. Obviously, the specs are fake, but I wanted to run this test. The app helps you identify spoofed specs, which, as you can see, we're seeing that right off the bat. So as the phone's showing it's got Android 15, you can see here it's running Android 8.1, which of course is sketchy as hell. To make it even worse, it's only got 13.52 gigabytes of internal storage. It's also got that classic MediaTek 6580 chipset and a whopping 2.07 gigabytes of RAM. This is horrible. These 6580 chips are used on so many of these fake devices. The 6580 chip was released in 2015, and you can't use anything above a 3G network on this thing. Sadly, these manufacturers could get these in bulk for really low prices, making it ideal for counterfeits who want to mimic the look of a flagship phone without the actual performance. The specs that are shown in the settings are a far cry from what's actually in this phone. 16 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte of ROM, come on, dude. Now, there are some apps on here that I would normally try, like Face Unlock or Fingerprint, but these are 100% fake, and I would rather not even risk putting my biometrics into this phone. But either way, these applications are 100% fake and serve no use other than tricking the user. But there's definitely no risk in testing the camera, considering it's got a 72 megapixel front camera and 108 megapixels on the back. I cannot wait to test the camera. Those specs are so extra, like the Google Pixel 9, that doesn't even match the normal Google Pixel 9 specs. But looking at the camera, there's no wide angle, basically just a bunch of different filters, and that's about it. And it's hard to navigate through them. They're just kind of thrown on the wall. It's very messy UI. But I'll go ahead and snap a couple photos to take a look, and then I'll actually take some with my actual Google Pixel 9, and we'll compare them face to face. While I'm snapping these photos, I do want to mention something. You guys often say, hey, you should add a custom ROM to some of these cheap fake smartphones. The issues with that is there's so many good phones we can do custom ROMs with and actually have developer support. I wouldn't in any way want to support these crappy phones that are just spoofing and lying about everything they are. And hey, you know what? I'll give some credit to the fake Google Pixel. These photos are not as bad as I thought they would be. I've definitely seen worse than this. Then again, comparing it to the actual Google Pixel 9, which I'm taking the photos with here, they just don't even hold a candle. I've taken a lot of photos with a lot of different phones, and the Google Pixel 9 Pro photo quality is just insane. Personally, I don't daily drive the Google Pixel, but dude, this phone is awesome. Any of you guys in the comments daily drive one of these? Anyways, I wanted to run a test to see if there's any malware or spyware on the phone, and I know the standard is Malwarebytes, but the Play Store on this did not have Malwarebytes, so I found one called Anti-Spy, and I'm running the test on here. I also used another app called Bitdefender, and I'm sure you guys have like 1,000 different apps that you'll comment away on, but I just wanted to do a quick test to see if it picked up any suspicious applications or spyware, malware, or anything similar. In the end, it did pick up one app called Updater, and I did some research on this online, and I found others reporting an app called One Updater, but not Updater, and I don't know what makes this malicious, but I believe it runs silently in the background and can install different applications and software without your consent. Please don't chew me apart in the comments. I'm really asking for your guys' feedback. Does anybody know what this application is? I don't. So let's say it's a malicious app. Well, when it gives you the option to uninstall and I try to do that, the uninstall fails due to a permissions issue, which is extremely sketchy if this is a malicious app. I did run this same test with Bitdefender antivirus and it did not pick up this application, which is why I'm questioning if this app is really malicious. Either way, going into the app, the disable is grayed out, and you could force stop it, of course, but as they say in skiing, if you don't know, you don't go. So for giggles, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to run a benchmarking test on 3D Mark, and so I installed 3D Mark and I went to launch it with the expectation to be able to run some benchmarking, even though this only has a MediaTek 6580 chip. And this phone is such a hunk of garbage that you cannot run any level of test any benchmarking on 3D Mark. Now, guys, I've run 3D Mark benchmarking on Dollar General and Family Dollar smartphones. Those are like $30 to $40 phones. For instance, this is a BlueView 5 you could get from Family Dollar for $30, sometimes even $25 if it's on sale. This chart is a benchmark breakdown from the BlueView 5 to the fake Pixel that we've been reviewing this whole video. This fake Pixel 9 costs $150, and the BlueView sells for $30, and it's still profitable. I guess what I'm getting at is this phone in no way, shape, or form is worth, like, anything. It is such a hunk of garbage. Guys, I hope this video has convinced you to stay away from these devices at all costs. Anything that says MediaTek 6580, you guys gotta run away from that thing. Everything is manipulated so heavily on this phone. When I tried to go into the date and time and change it to automatic time zone, which literally goes off of my Wi-Fi, it doesn't even change the time, and that's like the most basic thing ever. That's not the only thing that's pissed me off. I've only been using this phone to make the video. Oh yeah, look at this. This is the best part. We verified that this thing has 16 gigabytes of internal storage, and look at this, 6 gigabytes used of 1 terabyte. Oh, this was fun. Anyways, don't buy this, guys. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Follow me on Instagram, and let's give a quick shout out to our members.